Yamrani se saying ewo UTV so na wo hwe medin de ekua asanteba mensa ene ya sign ehie biem ene yenkomo twetwe no efa asset declaration in the fight against corruption say kasa asset declaration dane no ya na ya adwen etade da politicians for sebio wo mo ekun apedi biobi ewo ye man mu ha na say say before ansa na obenya sa position no ya wo niema na say japade bi ene liabilities bia wo no anke wo senka wo declare na uma obie hu na sa se na wo ka say ye ma obie hu no ya mpa se ye ma obie hu ana say ne farebai no etesen ene ba be twetwe nkomo na yate asset declaration na say law eta ye chire na so po ehun sonson so ne say na afen so enforcement no kra etesen in the fight against corruption ni nyina no ye ba be bobo mu enkomo ma wa utifie nso wate ase ye na che say adesua na ye de ko enno nti stay tuned na ye kwakwaje nkrato ye ba na ya to ye nkomo ne so ye nkombra mekai no enne me studio ha me ne lawyer ya mu aponko dodo na munim no amutadi program echi no menim se munim no wa binye pa na se me se wadane ne ho kakra nti se one eyi kodwo afra me se edu and partners a omo patawutio chambers asalam down adabraka ene ye ejuma nti ene ono na ye ne no ba be twetwe nkomo afa ye asset declaration and liabilities by public office holders nti me say me fancy akwaba
ya mini aba
official panso
afin committee asunjo na mi hu wache
mi hu wache hu ayefe papa mi se scanaba so ye na
obi bi te de se na Peter kan Yesu dia na kakra de beto dia ni agide
sa
na minti ya komunya ne
yo nti ene your topic no to say na me kan no if asset declaration and liabilities of public office holders nti se na adaye ye no ansa na ye be ko inside no ye pese won church bonito fama ye say ka say asset declaration and liabilities are no na se che ne sen
yo mi nua ba ku ya me mawo aha esa mo official pa biem
na say
na ansa na ye be koso no adofo bi wo ho ma menchia wo ante adwoa jamfa sakaman efre ba bi Kigali ho no na ye ka asset declaration de na ma min so min declare asset bi ken ohine yamoa or New World International School JHS2 and it's a New World International School a teacher for the headmaster ho nyina
no asset no
the maka bibi ansana my classmate 2002 associate members nyina the titiri pa Clement ofoso hina manfo na ye ekwa awo so na otwe ni enura wa film ti mi fa wa fidi kese so ona edwaben circuit education of a circuit supervisor ewo ho me manage den pa say everade nka no ho emre mu odin na law na waka no ne ye tenten pa na em say ye kasa ya no be fumtina ya ye no asset declaration full name no ye public and political party holders into bracket Declaration of Assets and Eligibility Act 1992 PNDC law 288 na sena mpanimfo etena sesa amen enwene mra no ni tie mu ane se ansa na aban di bia bi ana aban mu adwuma bi wo bekọ akoye bi no esese o mayehu eka ode eni ejapade awo na mpebebe ne ye kan ne because e din ye kan asset declaration ye jai kan wo mu e kan titiri kura na nka ya ahia e bi se to ba bia obehu se obi wo kura o de ka onka e di mpanidie se ne sanade be chine ka wu e bi esi wo ekurum hada o de ka bia wakoji busia kura o sika kura bia be o mo twe na se ontimintia ade achi ya ye bono di bia enuru be na nsa na mienu e kan wo kunu e kan fa so okun kan ne de ya ante ho hwe no anse ese ne kan ada se ye twam ye de ache no ana wakotua enti no asset declaration na ema ne ye tietia na enso so no emra no titiri no eye public and political party holders tienio public and political party holders
international say nya politicians kwa
there
civil service your friend say
ye beba ho
heads ni na
enti no public ni gina nefa eye Ghana kakraka ye dawo nyina ye public ansa na emu political parties nti uba political party na se de yeti ase ne amanyoku ahodo e wo ha no ansa na obedidi bia bi wo amanyoku mu no ese wo kora wo kire wo japade ene wo kadodo awde for instance wo be chairman secretary general treasurer financial secretary or organizer youth organizer e wo political party bi mu a ese se wo kire e ka awde
wait nti semete wase a ense se ye twen se bia wo free political party bia na amanyoko bia wo ba be di president and say but one kasa wo amanyoko na wo mu ne kra no before ansa na be di debut bi wo mu no e wo se wo declare wo ka ene we japade nyina
sa pepe na mra naka eduru sa political party fana mechirem omo a yese omo hwema asset declaration ene liability no ekoso mechirem wo ho
okay na your friend is saying ye kano me pesa wo mbo yemfa first one no
public no
public
fine.
and political party holders no nti so obetumi abobosu bia ma ye pesa ehu wo mo titru say mra no ebobo wo mo so say ehu hia so wo be declare wo mo asset
nya ba abraho se me wo mu ni se say Ghana no ye wa go so be ya amanyo se ma ese wo ko di aduru ana wo fa baabi nikolo mpa na mekacho na Professor Buzia eka asem bi achepa 1969 ho baabi no ka say politics enko ani adwuma o ya o di sika ko che obi nso na wo say pa na che so wonye owia wasa to obetia si wo hu nti ye de kakarem ha ye wei ye de ani asi amanyofo so yeso ene ade echi ye si wa aban abanti ne ya bodin be yo mansoafo oni esi be ye asset declaration nenso so no kwan ne wa nkofo mu din wo sa adaka no mu no public no edoso na menki kan bi nkyerɛ de edikan no de edikan pa na esese ye hye ne nso no ewo law no mu you say ye emra ne sisan de ye fidi kese enti ye kan nkofo ba ko check
yes
ewo section 42 section 42 of the act and say in this session the expression public office in relation to which the finding made means an office of state any one government or any capacity the remuneration of emoluments attached to which are paid from the funds provided by the government or parliament intino office bia aban sika botene da Bank of Ghana editua okano muka ho ye bobo mo so mako na me bo ha ne tofa an office in a statutory corporation inti me my example to say bia obeti ECG
DVLA
omunyina statutory corporation
okay
uwia na wasa ba board the first no obohu something board something say Ghana standard board Ghana cocoa board for no omunyina aka ho ye bebo mu so ansa na uwia wasaba an office in a company in which the government or a statutory corporation has shares ebi wa na nya aban dia ana aban ko adia bet aban sika ehim nti efa ne te yensan fa ECD nya example ye di 70% ena ya aban dia 30% ye abrofo bi dia nti aban wo shares wo omusuka ho ansa no we no see the office of member of parliament and member of a district assembly or other local authority established by law ntino DCE MCE osankofo ni nyina ka ho na wo bie mu ba akira edin na make say doors no di kan o say president ka ho vice president ka ho minister ka ho deputy minister ka ho regional minister regional deputy minister district chief executive commissioner for human rights and administrative justice o ka ho speaker of parliament ka ho two deputies no mo so ka ho clerk of the national clerk of parliament ono so ka ho uba wani mu a oba beto presiding member or chairman member or secretary of a metropolitan municipal or district assembly sanko fo ni nyina ka ho ukwa mu oppose to MCA no presiding members no ufiri wa no ambassador or high commissioner of Ghana to any other country or permanent representative of Ghana to the United Nations. Ye ongofobi omo civil duties I don't call we work on a police in here or military in here they call those duties. If you are not about chairman, member or secretary of governing board or managing director of similar administrative or statutory corporation, you can't chairman, member of and son about head or deputy of civil service.
Service. I want to know I say me deno.
Because I say be. I'm glad you more mudi that. Say nko for no munso na omotena office wo kora che. Because ebi wo na by the time aba be director of ABA civil service no ebi am fan say ministry of finance una director of finance or deputy director of finance no ebi na wanya be 50 or 50 something years naka until be the next 8 years or so obetena ho sa obetena sa office ho na asem bi wo we are head or deputy head of civil service and a public services commission chief director or senior principal secretary or other similar office howsoever called in the civil or public service the head.
Listen, no. I say be exhaustive.
Yes.
Into the at least we have an idea.
A judge of a superior court of judicature or chairman of regional tribunal and then judicial secretary. Judges, a free high court I'm going from judicial court justice of judicature. Superior court of judicature. Senko phone in your account. Into more essentially no.
Na Article 71 certificate high court. Or lower court no say almost so. Lower court no ya inform one account. For the reason no omo rule numeration no and say omo superior court no. Say ahemfuchi e be di be achi. Nti superior court no say awoye adwuma na cha omo amia. Nti na omono di omonka on nti osi superior court nti high court, court of appeal and then supreme court eba be do chief justice any judicial secretary so you can say judicial secretary ono na emfa say judicial service ni nyina oye secretary ma chief justice ni judges ni nyina nti saa nipa no oye equivalent to court of appeal judge ni position no nti ne de ono aka ho nti those ni de doso enti mikra de how so 1 pointer ye feel say there be nka ho asem including ke omo amupe SRC position e all the colleges I think you do ka ho okay we can say thank you do ka but
because ye basa discussion na ho na me de betre asem bi mu ache
na me say no ye hu ya say what asset declaration ye hu omo e wo so omo ye me common ni nyina bebre na gina at what point and I was say yes asset declaration and liabilities say and then so kwan e kwan ben so and yefa because e honom na ya me feel say honom na ya na a lot of times else ne challenges ni nyina e free eba
me da wase caution we dey ene na da bia ma emra no ya na tokuru kakra bedam na ke say obi afam ahuri adwane nti wan hwi ya ote ho a ofi se mra na nya dwuma enso so na enche wo nti a eche wa achew de wo mu ni se penifo tintim mra no omo se ye bowdin a eye time to time ye enene ya bowdin ene ya on wan kasa obetima ko we na mewo o de command auditor general na wa say auditor general within 14 days of amra wo declare no or publication means I say the tuga nankofo or gazette no publish nankofo who say akua santiba mensa ene yesi bedi minister for education me ba me woka me nsandada me wo fie wo East Legon me ba ko dansoma me japade a me woni enya wonko a hanu so ya na so yasa so ati hanu so afirim wo section 10 of the law PNDC law 289 ese se odi wukunu so de ka ho empebe blon se yesi be declare ba yan kire nkofo
wukunu no no be deposit
de bi se obetima ya ne ma de ahye wukunu nkofo obi kura timi ye no de ama ese mi kunu de obi anim ni ti no de ni din akoshem enti ye ka se be declare asset na asset no declaration no including your spouse ba won se de bia ye ka yesi be declare na ye twa so wo na wo kwa wo akua sante ba mensa who declare who the area for who kunu the account. That is the law. And when you na metre intercession.
Yeah, kind of say na ebia na me wo me.
Oh
ma who are your friends say old enough. Omutumi a former contractor.
So far no. The position of the law.
You and your spouse.
You and your spouse. Or capture children. Intina make us say ebi wabetima ya she wo ma. But later no say investigative bodies no ye ma go so marry ma. It will come out. To show say why a false declaration. Intina no say who sanction ho ye beba ho. And na make say every 2 years who declare ne na ye gazette na e bedadwa say Ghana nyina hu say ekwe asantiba mensa ye bolding for Minister for Social and so Gender and Children Social Protection. What be declared? And that's in Yamede Bemo.
Amen.
Obeka de wo ntu kan ye no ni asem within 14 days of your declaration what fill form na ade akọ no e wo say Auditor General e publish na e bedadwa.
So oka say e publish ya pacho kan ye because oftentimes menim say ade ye see declaration ye de kwa e ya na e she envelope ma obi ehu. So oka na say are you saying say Auditor General or publish ya say na be ya me ene wo ya yamo ya wote we
yes
ye nyina ye betumi enya access to that information
sa na tie me no kasa class say ni de emu ayefo sa nhehye no it sounds say your right to information bill and now obey public officer you don't have private life because say o si edam yen sa obey bia no mpesi ebehu eni on pesi ebehu dia na ehye dem but obey minister obey chief executive obey managing director now declare waseta ye publisher and so what say ya odia entino ye mankofo hu say we ni na wo say the buyer the be ka ho a ye be hu ni tracy how you got them untimi nka say o ma ye publish the word gazette no law no
president die ya wa submit ama Auditor General bibia e be ye ne public ama me ne wa ye ti he say nem pese me hu president japade a metumi akọ je ehu say okay president wadan wa ha or dan wa ha watobi wa ha
obetimi akwaje but sometimes president and vice president because of national security considerations in to the bia name bi wa exempt omo law ni be ma chance say president die no any vice no we can let you have access but you to me fan ko and na why but other officers in ka ho because of right information bill they are not exempted.
But maybe so Mr. Yamoa eyi metiase say bia security reasons ne niema e honom no anya sabio say ade no nipa no declare na ye nim a ocha no de bi ka ho a ye be de hu say we no owo office and onya ya na say we no ye de ahyem na say you get what I'm trying to say how are we able to see where your friend is saying the ills are now where the person has committed any corruption ye be de hu
yebehu
and I say you trust na say they are Auditor General
yebehu because why declaration in the amount Auditor General the Auditor General no or records of whatever the president declared I say box one paper na da ho wo hu da entino say Auditor General na ye obi a or fault with no per se Ghana no kure na dead ni etu keta se any proyasia some information na nsa kan even without the public seeing ono no betime hu say enema we ni na kan afi who free so no wo di bia beka in fact the say Ghana for nyina hye ne so na emra ne sesen na eka no and he say at the end of every 2 years say wo ko esa akoye review of declaration awaye and at the end of your office intimi fan say you 4 years for elections say first year who declare the next 2 years which is 2026 say wo sa akọ ekoya another declaration 2028 end of the term of the president no say also declare emi how much has come
now the account but maybe at the moment are we doing that
enu na ho na enkomo no wo eni ye ne no yenye enu ka say
why is that
say na anu ye ya president bu bonko for din say o media yi afei no one month or
and no can person say if the law has stipulated say it will say 14 days from the time you are appointed at Ghana
I say 14 days at the time I was declared to be gazetted
yes. Okay doesn't the law prescribe the time frame send you be appointed was say we declare our assets no
law not define it but don't say the political convenience has always override so many things and can you say law way the way I excuse me almost sitting no nanka a good law a bebuama keta se any proye ni mafade enya mediana etu etwa because before you bold na minister for something
designate over vetting no
o dia koto ho dada you are within the 14 days auditor general a gazette about life edaho obia offices of the auditor general baby I say pass it through master stamp mo dia to save mu edaho afi no that was when you have taken off. The following 2 years, wako review. End of your office, your term, wako review. What you name, wako baby. But yenye.
So I think na yenya time ya we always come to this point. And now MMRA say, then so yenye say, why I said who is supposed to enforce this law? Why na was say she masadi we ye.
Medawase.
And why is it not being done?
Medawase. Enipa mienu na adwuma ne hye omonsa ekuwa hodo mienu de edi kan no public office holders no enu ye auditor general onna sa adwuma ne hye ne nsa se onhwe na obi anfa ne japade ne ka o emra enfa metu ne de tosu mienu ye political party holders no omono nso ye electoral commission electoral commission na sa adwuma de ne hye omonsa se omohwe se wa obedi national chairman wa obedi secretary general obedi treasurer obedi sa position national youth organizer senkofo ne nyina no esese mo de mo ayi koma electoral commission mo declare mo asset man electoral commission nenso so no me gidi se enye se electoral commission ni auditor general no mada aso odini ntia omo frɛ wo mo ye de beba ye de ba bohu ana afi de ate akoda
no obi
erefi because empen bebre no ade ayehu ba akono no unum say campaign financing any your resources to campaign e say odi wayi ma yisi enso ye beto abanko na ate ho asem mun declare ba bia mun benya mun funding afi ye to abawia obi enfa ho bi me one even after election no e say parties need to declare how much they spent on the election.
Now, into usususha edienti because na ekwa say is it that there is the general lack of unwillingness to follow up?
Proye no ne kankan girimdie no. Say on say penifo say ye frɛ wa himfie. Ye frɛ wa himfie a na nema mienu nti ne ye frɛ. Ada say wa ha ana wa ha akoyi kama. Nti wo ka say on kopɛ na nkofo mu tietie no. O ma ka say we ni akoyi. Ada se wakodi panimu bi atama na sebe tetene yeso akofo obeyire eye omunnim enema omaye ebi wo ha ye biesu kire wa ehu enti no obeye fabra mede ba sa time da so enti na time na pa ho
ni wa ye de
sanctions ewo ho man provide sanctions say for instance say one farmer na ayeti say why a false declaration prison can say imprisonment room and a charges room in fact the auditor general there no auditor general no aka power say based on the wedding card there ba no obewe hwehwemu bi no aye say charge o ama wotua sika bi ama for aban but ye ana mpen bebre no omu enye interested in say charge no the person omu hu declaration nankasa na ode ba no na motimagina so aka say o ba no ka say o abc sisi wanya d F aka ho unya wa he na omo ye interested in properties ni niema na wanya eni bia bank account ni ade nti me de beba na omo twon na kam na akoya akwati se o ye mo ntwen ye de beba sisi ye to abawe ohun se san komo ni nyina to etwa enso so na say yisi e call for financial accounts statement of all the political parties ni omo hwe executives no at the time no obia declaration o Near say after election, no before election, what have you added? What have you subtracted? But Emma,
now,
because of say obi say we deep dream. It don't fanko.
In my Miss Ambra individual side, young friends say yes, you my mo. Ebia me person who say yes so rule ben ye war to play in this whole asset declaration and liabilities? Because if your friend say, "Wo," say you appoint to minister designate, wo assets maybe work could declare. If you could declare, you know, you publish it, a public. Me so me wo my me who say, bi I am we be na okay, and now buy what your school for be. School no declare, you know, one fan can't. Wo assets no ho na so bia me amete he minim pass ade we de eye wo dia bia na ye konkrata mu kra na wodi eni so, but then one way or the other I can prove your involvement, and I can prove say we a part on na indirectly no bia wona wo fund sa projects no mete o mai mu no. What can I do anything about your friends say either going to expose it, and I say me akasa so me call a petition your friends auditor general say what assets now we declare no nyina no e bi ka ho
timamu for there Ghana constitution hu ye mobo or the asudie bebre ato ye so nti wo hwe Ghana constitution na chapter 5 ni nyina ai about fundamental human right no wo hwe a mo he that dedicate ma Ghanaians bibia wo bia fa enipadua ho chapter 5 no e fa baby e hye wo Ghana ni keten as a good citizen se ohu bibia e koso a ofi se enkoye se dwulumudi ana bi kase asese mu a wo ho kwan se wa o si wo bo e ko police for nsem de di kan e ko bo charge de tosu mi ye no betimi atwere petition akoma commission on human rights and administrative justice CCIO first na ye SFO serious fraud office say ye office of special prosecutor say ye wo iyoko sa dwumaku amabo din nyina so udidie mu udidi say nipa semasi ensema wakokeka ebia wako auditor general oye formal application say yemfa nipa semasi ni asset declaration ema o ma ye photocopies ama won saka ya no wo hu say oja bi wom saa de woja wom no wo ho information o twere petition ni ma saa nyuma ko ya ma boss ya on be frɛ ahwehwem hwehwem na esia na sete saa eno no ene ye frɛ no false declaration na che say woja bi wom e de abeda Ghana fo say de owo nyina ni enso so no na oboa nti law no e capture as answer ya wo kan law no a capture omom ye false declaration no ma me hwe session na yen read ho kakra
but before I'll be reading patcho de ma yen kwaje nkrato sesi a na ye ba na yen to aso ye mra no sesen e wo UTV na wo hwe ye discussion ne e fa asset declaration and liabilities of public office holders yen kwaje nkrato ye ba na ya to ankomo ne so Eda sesen ewo UTV so asset declaration and liabilities of public office holders ehun komo ene ye twetwe no na lawyer ye ba be kono na me say wo bo asudi eda individuals so wo mo ene ana ekwan obetumi afa so ede MSA abo auditor general na say koko bia na wo mo ye responsible for me friend say sa law way
etina me kire say nipa enye nti ye am kan say even the devil does not know the intention of a man nti pen bebre no de o kan esi obi betima sheda a declaration no wodi jabi wom later no de abesi so we na wo ba man kai enam ne say nti emra no so ahwe affixes our issue no na say na o ma twere section 8 complaints against declared assets and o can say an allegation that a person has made a false declaration in the assets publication under this act may be lodged with the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Section 8 Section 8(2) no say the commission shall on receipt of complaint under Section 1 cause the matter to be investigated and shall where it finds that a false declaration has been willfully made by the declarant rule that person is ineligible to be elected or appointed to the public office specified in first schedule or to be elected or appointed as principal office holder of a political party and may take further action that if it considers appropriate in respect of the results of the investigation. Inti ni tie mu ani say who say obi a false declaration so unfortunate for us no ye giant crofo na ma o ma take office no so on say law ni say it should happen before the appointment or the election but see no ya reverse no any tabutu enipa no we mu awie ni say afi na kofa ojapade ni wo kabra but the position of this law is that SEN ka wo declare na ye hu say ye gazette ya publish awie na wo hu bi mi me hu bi no ya mi nimu say 1 2 3 na ye odi abati wo be kan 1 2 1 4 3 anka ho no na me ma petition Siraj ama ma be hwehwem na Siraj hu say the me kan no merita they can take appointment in Yemfama. And I say they will take any further action. That is what we should do. But in our case, you know, Kofona Yamana appointment, Yamana converting, Obama answers, kama, but obey you know, ya proven obedi minister. Later, no who say a false declaration, ebe Raj.
Assembly baby, not 4 years in nature. But Miss I think this is very important to me. What do you think is contributing to the lack of the enforcement?
Political way or no form. Say, and Kofona ya bo mudino. Nyina so bracket ni mu. Say wo ho.
Say watch my back, I watch your back.
Quid pro quo. In political science, no, sana amukano. Scratch my back, I scratch your back. Yes, answer friend, political patronage and clientelism. Ain't no senko for no. Me declare media. What declare with the NSA half near the waba. I didn't think a memo of Hunchero. Article 71 for no. Sa dear I can say, in your opportunity, a better constitution, be my yin film. Any ene. Ntiwusha running from the executive, the legislature to the judiciary. Omunyina eka ho.
Because me kwanya na ebia ye kase ya kamenim say bia I was say judiciary phone I was say any public general public civil servants na dey na was say dey omobem even the police service prison service na was say.
Mamen kan say mba ko bi nchire o say ye ka civil service and public service ya generalize no. Unim say headmaster of Achimota Secondary School Kraka home. Yes. Principal of Chebi Presby Training College. Oka home. What is he about these or may I say declaration that?
We has a Ghana there or laws be by MSA enforcement.
Yeah, and I make say in Kadachi Koyamfa Obia Ope SRC president. University of Ghana is an empire on its own. Kenny UST. Population of about 70-something thousand students.
Are there prescribed verification mechanisms?
To say MMRA yetwi mu na yenua mo mo
say obi e be declare assets no ye wo ekwan bi ana emra no ahyehye kwan bi eda ho say nipa ne declare no we na wo say faso tumi e de hunu say yampa say japadie a nipa ne ka say ne dia no ana say ka ya nipa e ka say ode no yampa na say
yes say adwuma no auditor general na na say adane so entino ekuya santiba mensa o twere wo yi ba say forms no mo de be ma forms keke o ti say A4 ye da wani mi na wa fail entino o fail no o be twere ne ma na wo o twere wi a de with document say if you say no any asase no ye be ma wa attach photocopy of your document car we attach photocopy of car document all those things entino car auditor general abesuma yakọ DVLA o ma verify odin wo so no problem asase a yakọ lands commission ya verify odin wo so no problem into mo check ni nyina nti na 14 days before the publication o yes our background check ehun say ampa kuya santiba mensa ne ma de bani na wo odin ma ya odia o spouse dia de bani nyina wo modin ma ya modia we wi no be publish o gazette wi a aye public knowledge aye public information o ye public officer Ghana ni ba bia o se mente me ho ase na me hu se ade na o dia tudwa no enye no kore no obetimi akwaji o twe letter ko se auditor general should provide information on any person mercy ya designating for this position na o pese wo hu ne asset na wa declare na e bia wo ho asem ka ye de be ma right now no first ni de nka wonsa nka because obi e no yonko ho ban na say there right to information bill no whoever is in charge of any document I didn't that say a public no record no untimi nka say on fa ma ho anything about say oh how obi see oh my fishing information yem fishing information on your fish offices here as information ni kono e ho na omokoji free na afi no no so dia kototo dia owo no ho no hu say oh wa nka na nyina anti say dia watwa ntoro na dia betudwa sa na 70
enti me person me who say public office holders here abobo wo mudi are they allowed to have any other extra sources of income apart from public young me bisa because me say na say ye vetting e never be bebre epiepie mu wo TV me so mi TV omo wo fi omo hwe yen so wo mu TV wo be hu na sabio e bia ye nim say generally e bia so wo ye MP na so wo ye say na etua asset no mu declare de ye nim de but utumi wo say bia ejapade bia e be bobi say nipa bi wo no na wo hwe say so wakotua ni e bia na me so adwuma me ye me give something very close to that or even more than that na be hwe emra wa accumulate sa nema we nyina ya ento asumu kakra but ebi mu e ka say bia na omo private bia na businesses bi and etumi bu omo nya me pese me hu say does the law allow individuals who are holding public offices no the opportunity and answer the chance say won't be to me our other external your friend is saying sources of income ana
okay meaning asem we there ano de in fact no korepa wo mu ni say Ghana insise yemu no ye wo nkofuku bi wo ho a ye wo ma free engaging in private enterprise ebe ma wo abeka say na ye odwuma wo ye ne side na omo din ye clear vice president vice president judges from the superior court no you are not allowed to engage in private business na bi wo ho a MPC no na o ti say bia o ye lawyer nti no o ni law firm dada even though ye MP but the law firm is running and no nye say wa be ye MP nti ana o be ye minister nti o be collapse in law firm no you are no ye transportation business you are ye export business bibisa enye say o be ye MP nti no oja bia oja ma obi ye ma no those matters no and I be into real estate business it brings them money you can't stop be some what I know about it be oje claim and especially mom ye MPs from speaker so speaker way in the way am here na because of this I want to continue say to us so now why and yes sir we say want to benefit from two offices ye nyina ban sika na etua oka ti say a private company dia aban tim but ontimi nya aban adwuma mienu enje akatua see one into for instance be a
private company to me benefiting from a buying contract
but se bi o ha
ye tan ho ube hu na eja so source ni nipa ni si ho no aka say oh na company bi aba be company e ba be bidi me bisasa because already na say your challenge ba could be asset declaration yes it's being shrouded in secrecy there's no proper verification process apart from that so there are no proper strict your friends say enforcement bia towards it inti ni pay me or no about the public office sanema we nyina challenges we nyina ho now the person is still allowed to have a private enterprise how are we able to trace
eno na abeye problem na yentimi nsi keta se ni pro na se because ubehu no tell you kan o adult child adult child or about when at the age of 21 who can enter into contract and so on and so forth until you divert ni din se so wo nua bia o gini dia da cho no me pere se media o di ni din aye na se adwuma na ye adwuma ma in fact judges are not supposed to do private business but or korabia se wo
farms
na wakoye na efu na wate na nisika ba saa no betima ka se wo ma no emfa enka nisika ho bi onya nisika fi obetima ka untimi so unti strict implementation even say yehwe a verify the order ba na hwema hu say who the be be ka ho away from the source source na ya na tembe ye problem no but source no in fact unya declare we kura na yenhwe the rest na eba no source no Inti one who say law ne say nka every 2 years o. Any at the end of the term of office. Inti ka what the 8 years are esenka 2 years bia ye hu de odi aka ho. Because of this irregular checker, yenye no. Ene na ma
ye hope say ye new president here will be starting declaration no. Maybe the next 2 years obesan aba be declare hu de odi aka ho ne.
Me many fee no. Ye to abawie bia na ate ase declaration ho asem. Na ya new appointment na ate ye pass ministers no mutena mu a 2 years on no ye mu say obi a review term of office ne be so ofa ne bag say transition or you handing over no so no ko yenko bank ko say even the last 4 years yasama the last 4 years no declare asset o the 2 years no cry review no ya meye 4 years na so end of your term of office me hu de o de aka ho yenye.
What do you think should be the reforms?
Me did say
before reforms me pacho, are there any high profile cases bia in the case of non-compliance bia yebua? So
far no reported cases there, it doesn't come to my mind immediately, but minimum say nkofo bi nkofo time no any obeko no nkofo bi resist this concern ema charge hwehwe mu abedu bebe no unu say afi ni nipa ni abem mu we declare we the last 8 years we never eno ye na yakata so nti nobody as I remember no has been convicted on this asset declaration say one why false declaration. 2 one may declaration ni kura because most of the time we post fact. Nipa ni man be minister we na yesi be declare asset. Nti ebasa now he has nothing to lose. What the boy am for mo we ni minister. And na we wie ni so a wo so ka say o me declare so a the open or the beba. Yen ko chase ni biem. Nti the whole challenge ni say the period between transition and swearing in, president or designated ministers, that period thereafter, now as I say, almost 30 equity form on a failing, pending parliamentary vetting. Now we need approval. Sometimes no one so clear. I said declaration. Now you are true. But yen chema vetting, vetting. What is it about this vetting?
It's the question I wanted to ask because at the end of the day, no, and can look at say for me the core, some of the core things are
for the asset declaration.
Account, but unfortunately, the parent now can say we answer and say you're more up to when
1 month, present
end of March or mid-March, maybe dates, you know, that they are supposed to declare. Into we no, say president na bem say more when declare no. You have more sanction more possibly cry no, he will remove you from office. Me pesa won share law ni mu na ma ye hu some of the prescribed punishments are sebio because I'm saying maybe for me, you know, just removal from office is not enough for me. Already you breach the fact say was saying you declare kansana what back through process kansana ya appointed one amebo.
Yes.
Into say what ye share na fe wa one declare you deadline there the amount one declare after the deadline then so can I say who say be a sebio never be or hide. I think just removing you from office is not enough. And a lawyer.
Yes, it's not enough. MMRA they prescribe imprisonment 2 years or more. Na can say sadie we the ema aban timi mfa ne hu nhye no
2 years or more no, at the discretion of the judge.
The ema aban timi mfa ne hu nhye any all of them intimi pursue hard and then say obi answer shemu bi judiciary no auditor general dey assembly ba say ngofo we o man declare asset and now my for declaration through the attorney general na mu so oka ho e bi ko no so declare ni there nti odi obi ko na so declare ni there he who goes to equity must come with clean hands. It is an insa ho for that no for bi ma it I think be going forward, you know. I was saying, a special body, only auditor general, so that this one can be fast before even you go for vetting. At the point of vetting, you know. So what you kind of declaration? I want to miss someone, because we are talking economy, talking culture, no. You be journey Panama naba. No, I be kasa. Also require we. I to say Yamawa be see on tuma go abonten, Yenyawagu who fear the rest will be unfound. But that shouldn't be the case. And Casadi said I will before the vetting, no declare a easy job for the vetting committee. you be call auditor general ya go je declaration forms are there ba nti question bi e busa is based on your own declaration but when you say name mo be kan a lot of them are conjecture mate say yes say we wa ha obi na dia brel enye from public or official source but nipa na public asset declaration am auditor general na auditor general ho na wakoje afia you are asking the question based on authority and say you know certainly sure say how kwaji ade no nipa na okohwe no saa na waka wontimi nkosesa na no na afi wagina so obisa question but that is not the case we have and ya jemu saa ya jemu enye no law way was in 1992 chairman Rollins time and ya kan sa beto se 1992 beto se ne ye twemu 30 years emra no eda ho and ya worship no to say bosom
nti wo hwa sese ya hwe me de na me ka se titru kra no eme say ya attention ni nyina begina politicians so we haven't followed wo hwe na me ka say the president has done this we are happy about it but it looks as if say we follow due process nti sese no baby ya ba bedru no what do you think are the reforms nya ebeboa ama sebiesi sa corruption ene katasehye proye we nyina yebesi ano
me enema mi unipe na metimaka
especially with regards to public servants because a hono na niema bebre
okay mama ka say me chiro na sere unimi say secondary school no ya ye be come terms na ya be tire mo amu be se mu stay mudin na mo amu be kofie na moko eni padodo na mo stay no ye say e be mamaduan ba mo amu be kofie na do so saa 3 days na ye kodi ofie no unum stores no say scan ade omode ye e ko headmaster ho oni accountant
omode ye
say aban amam aduane e say mudidi 3 times mu ko break nti no say ne no
I've never thought about it that way
and then ye be feed 1500 students midterms buy no e mu 1003 coffee 200 pen e stay on campus nti 1003 e di sika no almost a rice or say millet or say then say sika e sika o e obidia
musa me hwe ne saa da
enso ye kasa asemu no mo nso mu do mani asi amanyofo so minister obedi 4 years headmaster what how many years e wo ho assistant headmaster what they saying chief executive what they saying MD what they saying so until the way ye ntimi nka ho asem no kire say enkofo bi didi wom nti ye de ye nyama ne na ho saa enye ye ya by blue ya bo wudini se bedi minister so dia ene obi o ne mo meka esgracia ba na obi e ka ho ase ba enkofo bi esika o mo je bo esgracia etimi de misusu se ye betimasi ano kwan we nya dia ehu ese se ansa na ye bo wudini no ana ya bo wudini a obekọ vetting ese why asset declaration the declaration should come first before vetting si anya ne saade a ene obi akwa talking kokasa sa soreko no asoreko why declaration different vetting as obeka same different we cannot match the difference because akoye we obeka we enko ba bia ene one two strict compliance auditor general waduma kese edu ba bia oye wa bi se wo ya de na se de mra ne kana akwansidie ne do so ba odo na si form a obetimi aye Mr. Domolovo time no.
Kambeka say I say auditor general say who say no obo adwuma na ya kai say be kai say the time aso wo say okọ.
E be you afiri.
O proceed on leave.
Ah opedi a ade na ese kase. Uti aso kese a ebe wo uti aso keto a ebe wo. Ndi unu eti aso kese e preko na enwo. E wo na opera o kwa unu say why utirimu fita. So what I say?
Yes.
So the nice form 14 days oh law say within 14 days yempo on gazette nti say o de wan fa nko now the abana of gazette 14 days after say periodic review every 2 years nti we dey find say see akwa no omo hwira fa mu ko
but that 14 days mama bro is it not a bit too short because that 14 days here I'm also say verification and publication meanwhile we don't have a centralized digital system
mama see an kura there say na man there emu aye ha digital na adwuma and away from one state agency to the other enye me na me no na ye ko ho na ye ko bere
say o call lands cry na o ye a check say to me check they be assistant.
Oh, 14 days e wa 14 days no me no tia ye ka say wabu ni 2 weeks pepepe but 14 working days one for working anka ho but unu mi say friend say Saturday Sunday aban adwuma e for man first 5 days Monday to Friday ni about another 5 days Monday to Friday ni about the next
the 4 days
4 days na be so equivalent to 3 weeks ena maybe no me ni ye call lands commission there ye beche but auditor general try letter oh me pay verify this document for me minister so and so ene ya ombe ya ma one state agency auditor general to lands commission DVLA
so it means that all the state agencies must be willing to work together
because document we be e dey na friend asset e dey na friend liability ada say bank loan and odika ana say wato bibia property bia on to anwie dia aka no DVLA ka o de kwa na ya be ya digital no ho ya adwuma lands commission digital na ya adwuma nti ko na ya try letter bas keke verify this document for me for nipa semester ene ya be ya ma nti 14 days no na auditor general no ekohwe no maybe they are interested in the gazette because unya gazette abey public record that is when me obi aga na ni bia betima ko busa say me pese me nya photocopies na me wo suspicion say nipa na declare ade ni nyina mo de mami amede the other ones are minimum ba be kan ho no they granted class 14 days in a too short a period you have to do it at the end of every 2 years every 2 years and they say you long and so you short into Francis say the time in a B2 or the Abawa Gazette you passing away the next 2 years in so and so on so one follow no one the next 2 years
is it a
you have opportunity
of lack of resources?
Well, I'm telling human institutions in the now lack of resources issue, but it cannot be an excuse forever. You have to do it at the end of the term of office. And also, the first stage, you know, within 14 days, gazette the declaration. After 14 days, 2 years review. After first review, no 2 years. The end of term, which is the next 4 years, you know, or end of Nipanical retirement, you know, you have to do it again. And also, until law not provided a sequence of a timer, you can always go back and check.
So we need to basically we have to enforce your friend say law very
much.
Until Obibeka say from Nkoma me no aboeni. Not I say for me, I would say no you say a constitutional review. And then maybe it doesn't necessarily need a review. It's about the lack of the enforcement.
Me catch you say Nkoma ye the director of DVLA kan ho. DVLA boss o kan ho. Temawaye refinery o kan ho. MD as CEO o kan ho. Aban adwuma bi a onim bia Bank of Ghana governor deputy governors omo nyina kan ho. Managers line managers intino say ye again say ye ni bia result ene ne ye no Ghana na to da bia nye de amaniama hunu ne edi tutuka ensuso no emre bia o say ye pass wo kroma de tete ye hu bia ya pass na entokoro ne da ho no ene ye miem na nkofo fefam
amafo bebre ka say President Mahama dear no was saying or yen public minim say waka ho asem dada but do you personally hold the view say was saying ka president dear no so o declare probably ye hu content no other than say ebeko in a sealed envelope and basically do you still think say ya shrouded the whole process in secrecy no it's also one of the things say high
say otio asemu pampanifo aka hu wi ase eni say utirimu fita suman mfawo intino se meme na me president Mahama dia wodi aban da aban a odi ye no nkofo nse mo ka fa ho ne se waye ye niema bia emunna ho Ghana for asa ahwa amfie nwotwe achi e di tumi asa ama ti se na ti se utiri kwankora kora nka bieso se akuyo no utiri kwankora bi utiri kwankora so se na ye nhwe utiri no mu eniema ewom na se eba na se utiri no ehuma na ewom no bi akeka bomu a ye hu se obi esu na aka bom ye ba na se ebie bia ye hu se obi esu na bie ba se okose ni ma wo suma se de se no na akoya the cloth of the nakedness kwatere kwase obema ontuma tie ne din ti se panimu a oda ya no o de ne waye ne sumase ti wo baba na o se obi nso no bibi ntimi so mi de meye o sumase a obeda agire ne pampe se omeye nti leadership by example se bi anka me kan na odi tuudwa obi enim se waye former president ana se waye president u free so no Ghana for any aban da so show we o niema wo we dada so nti nka enya bibia enwanwa obaye no sumase ne so ankoba ne sa se na ono na ye ne de se na kwete se obi su betima ka se o mi su mi koye hobi
se before ye betwa so kra ye bekona me for metiefo so mo beti ase no minim se wa boso dada ba mpesa won sign bosu biem say asset declaration must it be done in secrecy? What does the law say about it?
And the make catch it up plain ene say PNDC law 280 no public and political party holders into bracket Declaration of Assets and Eligibility Act 1992 unuma de konti odi eligibility ni be share wono e kire say se o meye hu se UTCP ejina brane ansa ne didibia na ma wo enti ni law no be bi say uye obi ya convict wa on dishonest mamin ka be section 7 or say a person is not eligible to be elected or appointed by any of the public offices specified in the first schedule or to be appointed or elected as principal office holder of a political party if that person has been convicted and sentenced to death or imprisonment for an offense involving fraud, dishonest, violence, or has been convicted of an offense relating to or connected with public elections under an enactment in force in Ghana at any time. Subject to subsection 3, a person shall not be taken to be ineligible to hold public office under subsection if the 10 years or more have. Law no be could actually say unless you have public office no, just say you are convicted that on dishonest fraud in idea. Just say 10 years aba and some are qualified to hold public office. And this law in particular no, it say the word eligibility na shahano. Actually say I was say utire say ohun link kan wa bia ansana ye didibia na ma nti law no say Declaration of Asset and Eligibility Act 1992 nti na ansana ya bo odini no say o kire say ya bo medini na me hu link kan wa ansana ye didibia na ma nti say ye didibia na ma wi ansana wa be kire say me hu link kan wa what you say ya butu no
wow.
Ye twa de na dan eti ese ke ye bo di na na odi
na ye de
wa de including your spouse ye kan na ye yi ho na free asset declaration no and as a declaration of asset of public offices no including your spouse
say me emrane sha wo say te say ye nya bo di say asimesi ana wankasa wo share kete say me pese me gina
public office no
wankasa
kirefako
by your own your friend so we say evolution na fawo assets ene wo liabilities awo nyina fa koma auditor general
in case of political parties no electoral commission
in case of political parties no omo fa koma electoral commission ansa na wa ba be campaign
pepe
ansa na wo so wa appointed no ansa na wa convert and it shouldn't just be you alone it should
your
spouse. Be you and then
your spouse.
Yes,
that is the position of the law.
Medase papa emrano se sen e wo UTV so no lawyer medase wachechi mama me say e ban corruption cases are very very enye bibi ebetumi exhausting nyina in one show ti em say ye free ha no ye beba na asan atoaton
ye beba beto so
medase pa say wabana waba cheche mu emrano se sen e wo UTV so na wahwe me ene ye nkomo no afa asset declaration and liabilities yana ye refi liabilities and all na can say it looks as if say more transparency ebem na if you follow the strict measures law no ahyehe ato ho amaye say e wo say ye diso sa due process no e wo say ye inti ansana utia emra no mene wo ene ebegina ho ahye amanagina nti ansana wo be kwa kogina amanyoko bia position bia no mpacho faculty electoral commission na won so apese ya point o say ebegina any public office bia no so won so fa de ko ma electoral commissioner wo kwa now dey akwa ma auditor general na mesew emfa wo kwa wo de enko fa wo yere anasa fa wo kunu ede enso so e ka ho very important ma wo remfi na mo de kwa na mpacho ya public office holders say headmaster for na ya na ye refi no mo nso so mo nkai say mo benya positions na it's very important say mo de mo asset declaration any liabilities ka mo de nyina ebeko akoto auditor general man say e wo UTV so e no ahwe da say na ye bese ehie me ho fefefe aye Joey the brand wo mo na wo mo share matade me din e de ekua asanteba mensa Dixon ye be hie biem bye bye.